thank you all for coming, making the trip to Milton Keynes. My name is Shane Downer. I'm the Heritage International Partnerships Officer here at Milton Keynes Council, and I work within the culture team but also within the libraries team as well. So this is like home to me here. The UK New Towns Sharing Day. This is the third such day that we've held, Milton Keynes, and it's something that we started in 2017 as part of our 50th birthday.
Basildon has now completed its 70th year, and we're now in year 71, and it's been a good time for our community, our members and us as officers to reflect on what has happened since 1949 to where we are now. The future that we're looking at around being a tech town will be creatives and business in the same place.
To be public art, it isn't just a matter of sticking something outdoors. To truly be public art, it needs to speak to issues concerning the public, and it's not a coincidence that so much of our art in post-war new towns speaks to things around families. So we see mother and child, family groups, re-emerging as a continual theme, and that was a very important issue for people moving to new towns, starting a new life with their families, and much of our public art speaks to those issues.
So, Stevenage was the first designated new town. Our date is the 11th of November, 1946. We had our cultural strategy. It had the aims that are listed here, and we called it Stevenage Reimagined. There are people who are doing things. There are musicians, there are artists, there are people interested in heritage.
Yes, Welwyn Garden City is a garden city, but it was also, it got embroiled in the new town development. What I'm going to talk about is the centenary and how it's happened and how it's happening. We had our first big show, a launch last weekend, and we had a City of Lights, but the town was really very, very packed. So I think that's really helped get this thing going, and we expect to have a very busy year, very busy year indeed.
Welcome to Milton Keynes. He's now really worried because he's afraid I go on with my usual second line, which is something like, welcome to the greatest city in this country. We share a common history, a common ethos, a common vision. We share the fact that in different ways we are all migrants. We have come to our cities either as national migrants or, increasingly in the case of Milton Keynes, as international migrants. And because of that, we share what I believe is a great can-do, aspirational way of looking at life.
So in terms of Milton Keynes, just to kind of look back at the heritage, it is known for its cutting-edge design and architecture. So what does this mean in terms of new town explorers? The design of the heritage is unique. It is of considerable international importance, and it requires celebrating and safeguarding for the future.
So I'll tell you a tiny bit about the Historic Towns and Villages Forum. We are based in Oxford, part of Oxford University, and so we're really interested in not just the kind of average, ordinary heritage that we see around the place, but actually transition in places. And what we want to do really with this workshop is to check with you, I think, whether you could take this toolkit and say, you know what, with very small tweaking, this is something that might work in our area as well, and it might work in an area where we need to have a conversation about change.
We wanted to really capture the excitement and identity of the New Towns idea. So we wanted to share some of those fantastic learning about the positive aspects of new towns and actually what they're like as places to live. So one of the things I want to ask you about is, what would you like the APPG to talk about? What would you like the APPG to shine a light on? What issues? Kova, while I was talking, my colleague here, has put up some flip charts. And what I'm going to ask you to do is divide into 3 groups, and we want your feedback on some questions we are going to ask.